Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Tonight we're going to do another board game unboxing. This is going to be game number 3 of the Stefan Feld City Collection. We've already done Amsterdam and Hamburg, and now we're going to do number 3, which is New York City, which is a reimplementation of Rialto, a game that I played before, and I liked it, but when I saw this game and I watched a playthrough of it, I liked it even more. The theme and New York City and skyscrapers and stuff like that stuck to me a little bit more than the Rialto theme, which is similar but set in I think Italy or something like that, or wherever Rialto is. But this actually I thought it was, and they changed a few rules in it, and I think made it better. So without further ado, let's open up New York City in the Stefan Feld City Collection. So as you can see, it's the same front and back here. Let's see if I can get this without cutting anything. There you go. All right. As you can see, I'm back to my friend's house here. We filmed a couple of our top 10 lists, and I still have to film my number 10 to 1, which I haven't done yet. But it is on ID Gesture's channel, but as a group, but I just haven't done mine yet. But now that school is out for summer, the co-op is out for the summer, I should be able to have more time to hopefully do some of these videos, starting this week coming up. So we'll see. Try to get some of these unboxings done and start producing a little bit more content. Alright, so here we go. So this is New York City. The Queen Games. I'll show you the side of it. So it works like with the other two games. You can set it up like a bookcase. So here we go. Same thing underneath. In the back, though, is going to be New York City there. So that's the classic edition right there. And then the sleeve was the deluxe edition. So this is the deluxe edition. Alright, so let's you can see it says deluxe here, so let's open it up and see what's inside. Alright, so I'm just going to go with it here because I'm a little bit more limited table space here, but so I'll just do it as we come. So we have the city components here. Wow, this deluxe box is a lot bigger than the other ones. So we'll see what's inside of that. We'll save that for the last. So as usual, we'll start with our instructions and addendum. So this has an addendum too. Let me get this out of the way here. There we go. So this has an addendum just like the other two games did. But we'll start with the instructions first. So it looks like it's a see how long it is here. 20-page booklet, which I think is probably about the same size as the other ones. And this does have a solo variant in it. I wasn't sure if it did, but it does. Marrakesh, I think the next one does not have a solo. That's his new game. Alright, so game description. New York is famous for its skyline. And it's up to you to recreate this skyline, gaining as much prestige as possible. The players are architects striving for success by raising funds to pay their team, preparing building plans to construct as many skyscrapers as possible, and influencing the press, which is helpful to break ties. Okay. During each of the 5 rounds, skyscrapers can only be built in the borough where the mayor is currently located. There are exceptions to the rule, of course. At the end of the game, you score majorities in various boroughs, which will give you prestige points. The combined value of your team will be accounted for as well. The player with the most prestige at the end of the game is the winner. So prestige, victory points, same thing. So it's 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up. Alright, so general components here. Game board, the elevator display board, 76 character tiles, $26. 10 prestige tiles, 1 mayor token, which is Stefan Feld, I believe, 6 sequence tiles, 6 base value tiles, and then you have 105 cards, Statue of Liberty bonus tile, 1 addendum, which is so the deluxe components here. On the left will be the deluxe, so these are going to be the wooden, and then these are the classic ones, which are cardboard. Alright, components for each player: 1 score marker, 1 press token, 20 skyscrapers. Again, deluxe components we have here. It looks like screen printing. 1 player board, which is the main board. Well, each player gets a player board, I guess. Yep. And yep, deluxe versus classic versions there. And then you go into your instructions. So here it is. It's kind of the board itself is not very much going on it. It's just pretty much the different boroughs of New York, Jersey City, the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, and I can't see that last one there. Whatever that, Staten Island, I think it is. Yeah, Staten Island. And then, so pretty much, yeah, you're going to be placing skyscrapers on each borough. And there's different point markers on there, so some of the boroughs will be increasing in value, depending upon what they are, and depending upon what the players choose to put tokens on, what values of the tokens. And then you have your market over here where you're going to be drafting helper tiles, some with endgame scoring, some with just benefits you can activate each round. That's pretty much it there. Pretty simplified. This is not as heavy as the other 2 games, as Marrakesh and Hamburg, and definitely not as heavy as Amsterdam and Hamburg, and definitely Marrakesh. The next one is the heaviest of the 4, but this is the lightest of the 4. All right, important terms, characters, playing the game, blah blah blah. Then you have the phases: phase 0, phase 1. Phase 0, prepare the game round. Phase 1, select cards. Phase 2, 6 bidding rounds, which is where the majority of the game takes place during the bidding rounds. General rules for bidding rounds. And then you have your press track, which determines turn order. And yeah, determines turn order pretty much. And breaks ties. Dollars, elevator. The different cards, sorry. Press, dollars, elevator, building plans, prestige, and skyscrapers. Those are the 6 phases of you're going to go through, which you're going to play a certain amount of cards, and the winner will get extra bonuses and stuff. And anybody who bid will get to take at least part of it. Take an action, but not as strong as the winning bidder. Phase 3 is the activating characters, which you can pay, I think, $1 to activate any of your characters to give you bonuses and such. Then endgame is final scoring. Solo rules versus Tom. Tom is the Automa, which I think he's the Automa in the other ones too. And you can set the difficulty of the Automa. Easy, medium, and hard, which is good. Game rules. Setup. These are for the solo version, phase 1, phase 2, and so forth. It looks like it's fairly straightforward. And then final scoring for the solo. So looks like it's a fairly not involved solo, but definitely a little bit more than just beat your own score, I think, since you can set the difficulty of the Automa. But it doesn't look super hard either. And then the games here: Amsterdam, and Hamburg, and then New York City, and then Marrakesh. And then on the back, the index. Would have been nice to have just a general turn sequence or something like that in the back here. Well, it kind of does. Kind of gives a little bit of that, but it would have been nice just to have that instead of the index on the back. Anyway, that's it there. And then the appendix here, which is going to definition of the different terms, icons and symbols, phase 1 characters, phase 2 characters, so when you can use the characters. So it looks like there's 11 phase 1 characters, and then 11 also phase 2 characters, 5 phase 3 characters, characters with an icon. Doesn't look like there's any expansions with this though. So, alright, so there you go. So that's New York City, the addendum here. Pretty small, only 4 pages. Alright, let's get to the components in the box here. I guess we'll start with the punch outs here. So the first 2. So these are the different characters. This looks like Columbo a little bit. Get the lighting as best I can here. That's the different characters here. Looks like a little bit like Stan Lee, possibly. So the components are pretty thick, decent quality. All right. So these are your different characters here. So it looks like there's 6, 12, 18, 24 here. And then here are these are your player boards here. So it goes through the different phases and everything. It gives you the different, I think, actions you can take or things you can do. The money is kind of cool. The money is little cardboard dollars here. Kind of neat. Not paper money, thankfully. And then these right here, A, B, C, D, E, and X. These are where you're going to be placing these in the different boroughs. X means the borough that the mayor doesn't visit, and then he visits, goes A to B to C to D to E each round. So there's 5 rounds there for that. And then the backs here. Nothing that exciting. Okay. Let's see. Looks like you get more characters in here too. Yeah, so a lot more than the 24. And then you have more characters here. The different phases, the costs, and the special powers. I think that's the cost. That's when it can be activated. You know, phase 3, phase 2, end game, and what the power of the ability is. There you go. And then this side, oh, this is kind of neat. And I guess we do have the regular components in here too, as well as the deluxe ones. But these ones will probably get replaced by the deluxe wooden ones. The little trains here, and buses and cabs, it looks like. And this is the elevators. And I think this is where you place the different levels of the characters you can hire. Kind of neat, interesting way of doing it. The bottom row with the level 1s and 2s, 3s, and end game ones, I think, are level 5. And then there's some more characters there up top. And I think these are the different markers you can get if you win the bid in a certain area to place between the 2 boroughs. So you can decide where you want what boroughs you want to increase the value of in the scoring and everything. All right. So yep, so different backs of the characters, backs of these. Okay. And a couple more. And I think these are the last of the boards here. Then there's the game board. Looks like Woody Allen there. Looks very similar to Woody Allen there. So they do have likenesses to real celebrities. Interesting. Okay. And then more player boards, and then some more money. And finally, well, not finally, but the player board, which is just one-sided. Like they give a map of New York on the back of it, kind of a silhouetted thing. And then the game board itself, which I'll show you. So here is the game board itself. So not much going on here. Press track up top, which is the turn order, and victory points around there, and then I think it tells you how many cards, stacks of cards get put out for the different player counts and stuff. And then pretty simplified map of just New York City. So nothing that exciting. Not sure exactly. Oh, that's where you put the bonus things that you're going to put in between the cities. Yeah, nothing too exciting there. Alright, and then it looks like you just have the cards and the deluxe components. Oh yeah, and also the inserts. So I think there's just 2 stacks of cards. Oh, not the inserts, the trays. Game trays. Alright, let's see if I can open these cards without cutting myself or the cards themselves. Yeah, so just 2 packs of cards. Actually, they have some wild cards in here too, and going to be drafting the cards at the beginning of the rounds. Yeah, so these are the cards here. That's just the player aid there. And then these are the, yeah, looks like the white phase, the white cards, which I think might be the press. I'm not sure exactly what phase that is, but there's a whole bunch of these white cards here. Which have a cup of coffee on them, looks like. And then you have the green ones, which is the money phase. So you would play these cards to increase your strength of action in the during that phase. This would be the to get money. This would be, I think, to pick characters, draft characters, get the elevators. And then these are to put down. Looks like, yeah, it's got the arrow there to put down the buildings in the boroughs. Some of those. Yeah, fairly simplified cards. Nothing too extravagant, but effective. They work. But yeah, this is definitely, as if you watch the other videos on Amsterdam and Hamburg, these are definitely a simplified game, but still a good game nonetheless. And I think I liked Rialto. Like I said, I like Rialto. It was okay. My friend Dave has it, but I think this seemed to sing to me a little bit better. This theme seemed to make more sense to me, and some of the changes they made in the gameplay I think were good to the good. So this is the second player aid here, and then more of the putting the skyscrapers down phase, and then this one, I think this might just be pure victory points here, straight victory points. Could be wrong on that one. I know one of them has to be the press track, so that could be the press track, but I'm not sure. I don't think it is. Wait a second. So this one, I think the other one was getting the buildings, yeah, and this one looks like it's standing the buildings up in the city. So the other one was getting the buildings, and these are putting the buildings down. Different phases there. Alright, let's see what we got here. And then these are wild cards here, so they can count as anything. But they have to be paired with something in order to... You can't just play a wild card and call it whatever you want. You have to pair it with something to call it a wild card. I mean, to call it that category. Yep, the wild cards here. And then it looks like... Yep, just some more player aids. So 1, 2... Oh, these are also... You can tell what player you are, too, with this, too, by the player aid you get. And then 1, 2, 3, City Collection. 4, 5, 6, City Collection. So that's pretty... That's weird. They didn't like give the pictures of the actual games like they did in the other games, but that's okay. Alright, so there's that. And now, lastly, we have the deluxe components. Alright, let's see what's inside here. Okay, we'll start with the coolest thing, I think, which is the metal coin, which goes in the game tray. But nice solid metal coin, again with Stefan Feld on his head. and his signature. But yeah, these coins are really cool. These coins are just solid. These are solid metal coins. So cool. And again, I didn't get the specific New York City metal coins, since I got the generic Stefan Feld coins, which I put in another video. So these are the little ships and buses and everything. The metal ones. I mean the wooden ones. There's a ship there. And looks like a taxi here. Pretty cool though. And then your bus. And I think this one's probably a trolley. Whoops, upside down. The trolley there. They're cool though. And then I think, let's see, what do you got here? These are your press track tokens, which are little newspaper things. If I can get them out. There we go. Yeah, so these are the blue one. So it just says news on it. And then the little, probably for the victory point track. But yeah, so in the 4 colors, standard colors in this one, except for black. So you get black, red, yellow, and green, and blue. Oh, I think the black one may be for the 1-player game, the neutral player. Or you might have to play the neutral player icon out in the 2-player game too, I'm not sure. Yeah, because it doesn't look like there's a star victory point thing for the neutral player. I think he does compete on the press track though. And then here it's just a big bag. I'm not gonna open them all up. Maybe I'll open them to show you one. This is just a big. This is why this box is so big, because these are just the big skyscrapers here. Which it looks like each player got a different, depending upon what color you have, they're different shapes, which is neat. So that's the green player right here. It's got like a shape there, and then this one's got a pointy shape for the red, and then the blue player has these ones right here. And then the black, I guess there is a black player. And then there's a black player, which are the square ones here. I thought it was only up to 4 players, but oh yeah, I think the neutral player does get skyscrapers, and then the yellow one is the here. Yeah, so they're all different shapes, which is cool. And so yeah, 5 different players. Well, 4 players and then the neutral player. So this is the huge. This is why this bag is so big. This box is so big because these skyscrapers here. And then just basically New York City Deluxe components. It shows you compare the Deluxe to the regular. And that is it. So that is New York City from the Stefan Feld City Collection. Can't wait to get this one to the table. I played the other 2 solo. Going to play this one solo, and stay tuned for the hopefully sooner gap there. We'll do the Marrakesh unboxing. All right. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. This has been a New York City Stefan Feld City Collection number 3 unboxing. So take care and God bless. And we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye now. Alright, we are back. I forgot to show you guys the game trays. These are the game trays for the Stefan Feld City Collection. This is the top one, where you put the coin in here. And then these are the trays where you put the components, which I'll show you the little paper that came with it. And then these, you put the cards up top here, and then the different other components, the cards down the bottom here, sorry. And then the different components in the box here. And then this goes on top of here. Then you put it inside the box. So let me just show you what it looks like here. That's where you're going to put the cards and the elevator stuff and the little tokens here, the stuff into the mirror token. And then on the back here is where you're going to put all your skyscrapers and the different player color stuff. So there you go. So now I'm done. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming with the Stefan Feld City Collection, New York City. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.